Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today we're going to jump into episode 17 of the Weekly Loot Cave. This is the weekly series where I give you the most efficient farms for some of the most notable reactors each week in the first Descendant. This week we're changing it up quite a bit. Before we get started, I want to mention, make sure you follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, comment any feedback you've got for me, and like the video if it helped you out. But this week we're going to change it up quite a bit. We are actually going to be not worrying about the mounted type at all, and that's mainly because of the changes that occurred with the reactor implant system. We are now going to be able to farm the reactors as efficient as we possibly can. So this is the first weekly loot cave. We're going to be able to maximize the efficiency that way by not worrying about the mounted type whatsoever. So without waiting too long, let's jump right into it. And then jumping right in, we've got the first reactor available from Rockfall, the obvious mission of choice, anticipated ambush point. Now, this is going to be an electric, general, and fusion reactor. This is for Sharen. Now, this reactor, or this mission, is the best mission in the game as far as loot drops. You're going to get a lot of the code breakers here for the vaults. This is also going to net you a ton of reactors. You should absolutely have your God Roll Sharen reactor. If you didn't already, this is going to be a very easy week to get a Sharen God Roll reactor. As far as rolls, we're looking to go for the crit hit damage and crit hit rate. That's what I like on Sharen because I like to use ability builds with Sharen. However, you can go for something like cooldown and duration if you like her, obviously, using her overcharged edge builds and stuff like that. Colossus damage if you want a boss. She's not really a bosser, so I just go with crit hit damage and crit hit rate, and that is going to be the reactor dropping for Sharen this week. Probably the best farm that we have available this week. But again, there's many more, so stay tuned. All right, and then next up, we've got the reactor for Blair. This is going to be available in the repository from the Valby Outpost farm. This is the Fire, General, and Dimension reactor. However, again, the mounted type does not matter. So for Blair here, we're going to be going for something like Enduring Legacy or Thunder Cage, or even, honestly, I would skip Thunder Cage completely, go for the new Final Masterpiece. That's going to be a killer gun to have, especially on Blair. But I do think Enduring Legacy is probably going to overall be the best thing to have on Blair. Do whatever you want with Blair, because the only thing that really matters is the rolls on it. And speaking about the rolls, probably going to go for something like crit hit damage, Colossus damage for bossing, and then either cooldown and dimension boost or cooldown and fire boost, something like that for mobbing. Really good Descendant. He's not the best, but he's very fun. He's very fun, and I hope that you guys can get what you want this week from Repository. Really good week here for Blair. Fantastic week. All right, and next up, we are going to talk about the reactor available from the Abandoned Zone, the Abandoned Refinery Unit mission. This is going to be Viessa's Chill, General, and Tech reactor. So this is just Chill and Tech, obviously. I do want to mention this mission is way better if you guys have friends, because one person can just activate the mission over and over again. And guys, if you want to do this mission, you want to farm Viessa's reactor this week, I have a Discord in the description below. In that Discord, people are always looking to play in the LFG channel. If you're looking to farm reactors ever, just post in there, see if you get a hit. But yeah, join the Discord if you want to hang out and play with other people. As far as the roles on this one, obviously it's one of the best missions in the game, so I don't have to talk much about the mission. As far as the roles for Viessa, it is more of a mobbing build with her Blizzard being kind of permanent. So what we're going to look for is like duration and cooldown. That's what I like to go for. You can go for Colossus damage, obviously, for bossing and duration or cooldown or even tech boost. But I like duration and cooldown specifically for Viessa mobbing in this case. But a fantastic week for Viessa. It's Abandoned Zone, so this is the week to get a Viessa reactor if you have not farmed one yet. And again, with the mounting changes, you can go for Clairvoyance, you can go for anything you want. It doesn't even have to be general rounds, so that is super hype. All right, and then next up, we have got the reactor available for Bunny this week from the Vermilion Waste in the Agna Desert. This is going to be an electric special rounds and singular. However, skip the special rounds. I'm probably going to sound like a broken record at this point, but mounted does not matter. We are going to go for something along the lines of electric boost or singular boost. And if you're like me and you've used my Bunny build that relies more on the duration and cooldown, go for duration and cooldown on this reactor as well, because the build that I use actually is very good. And it requires you to use duration and cooldown. That way you don't have to utilize any nimble fingers on the build that I use for Bunny. So it's one of the builds I use, not the main one, but it's for 400% dungeon. So it's very fun. But yeah, electric boost, singular boost, or you could go for, again, cooldown or duration. And this is a solid week for Bunny. Very good week all around, obviously, because we're not worried about that mounted type once again. All right, and next up, this is my favorite Descendant. Yes, he is still my favorite Descendant. This is going to be for Lepic and Esiemo. So with the Moongrave Basin, or excuse me, White Knight Gold Shipment Base, this is going to be one of the best missions in the game. You guys all know it. We've seen it many times. This week, it's dropping Fire Impact in Tech, which means you have the chance to roll an Impact mounted weapon already on it. However, if you don't, it doesn't matter, again, because the changes to the reactors, so it doesn't matter. However, if you want your perfect triple god rolled reactor, then go for the impact weapon that you love with Lepic. Personally, I don't really care what weapon it is. I'm probably going to go for Perforator with the recent buffs, but this is a solid week for Lepic and Esiemo. As far as the rolls on Lepic, I would say go for something like crit hit damage and Colossus damage because he is a bosser. If you want to do a mobbing build with Lepic, just run range and fire boost or tech boost. It's really good. Or cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is really nice on Lepic. That's something that I would go for. And then for Esiemo, fire boost and tech boost pretty much sends your damage that little bit higher, which is really nice. You could also do cooldown on him. That helps a little bit, but he doesn't really need it if you're using Creative Explosion. So yeah, I would just say tech boost, fire boost. And if you're looking to boss with Esiemo, obviously tech boost, Colossus damage. And that is going to be our reactor for Esiemo and Lepic this week. A really fantastic week for those two guys, and very excited to do this one myself because I still do not have a Lepic crit damage reactor. Believe it or not, I'm not trying too hard, clearly. I need to definitely try harder, but this is the week to get it, obviously. So, and then next up, we've got Kyle, and we've got Ajax, and we've also got Luna. This is going to be the Moongrave Basin White Knight Gulch. The mission here, obviously, we're going to be choosing the classic mission where you kind of cheese it, and you have to make sure that you let the mob stand on top of the point so they can capture it up to 20% and then keep them there, and then you can go back and forth, back and forth. This is a non-attribute high power rounds and tech. However, ditch the high power rounds. Obviously, we're going to implant whatever we want onto it. For Ajax, we're looking for something like cooldown and tech boost. For Kyle, cooldown, tech boost, or tech boost Colossus damage if you're trying to boss with Kyle. And then Luna, people have told me cooldown, people have told me duration. Put it in the comments if you want to, but many people have commented in the last video letting me know that duration's pretty good on her, cooldown's pretty good on her, and then obviously a bunch of other things are good. So with Luna, you can do a lot of different things, but cooldown and duration seem to be the play. And that's this week for Kyle. Again, Kyle, Ajax, and Luna. A solid week. One of the best, honestly, weekly loot caves, just to say it right now. But yeah, that's Kyle, Ajax, and Luna. Let's jump over to the next one. All right, and then next up, we've got a Fortress defense line drop here for non-attribute impact infusion. So this is for all the Yujin players that want to support with Yujin. This one is going to be a cooldown duration angle for Yujin. Obviously, defense line, the mission of choice is going to be the Valby Outpost farm. Again, if you do have friends and you want to stun the boss, make sure that they don't die. You can absolutely join my Discord in the description below if you want to join that and hang out with some people and play some games. They're always playing different games, so definitely join that. But this is a really good week for Yujin. We don't see a lot of good weeks for Yujin. At least I haven't been paying attention to him for a little bit, so that was my bad. But this is definitely a solid one with the Valby Outpost farm. Valby farms are just amazing, and I'm glad to see Yujin is able to get one this week because this is a really solid Descendant. Probably in S tier as far as Descendants go for bossing, and definitely I think if the new content ends up being, you know, obviously the Mega Dungeon that's coming out, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty necessary to have a support in there, if not maybe like Luna, Enzo, or Yujin. So solid week for Yujin. Good luck to anybody who goes for this. Okay, and I wanted to mention some quick ones real fast since we didn't have a whole lot of Descendants on the list. Obviously, we had about 11 or 12 Descendants today. So with specifically Gley and specifically Freyna, not a whole lot of really good farms this week. Actually, none for Freyna at all for Toxic Tech. And then for Gley, there is some non-attribute dimension ones, but it's in the storage, so not really that efficient. However, you can absolutely go for it if you need to get one with Gley. I'm looking for more efficient ones with the weekly series, obviously. And then I do want to mention the changes a little bit more. So obviously with the mounting type, this is going to change how we do the weekly loot cave. It's going to be me highlighting the most efficient farms pretty much week on week and exactly what they're going to be dropping. So keep that in mind moving forward. And there's not always going to be a every Descendant on there. I usually always try to aim for the most efficient ones. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys for staying this long into it. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like if it helped you out. Comment any feedback you've got for me. Subscribe if you feel that I've earned it. The big red button. I know it's there. You pressed it. Press it now. Okay, anyway. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys over on Twitch or in the Discord. But yeah, have a good rest of your day. Good rest of your week. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out. Goodbye.